All right, let's get going. We are so happy that you guys are joining us for another memorable ISPA conference next Tuesday in Las Vegas. The board has referred to this event as our ISPA family reunion. And for those of you who are new to ISPA, you are now part of the very big, very loving, very broad ISPA family. So welcome to the family. And next week's event is going to be super spectacular, and we cannot wait to see everyone in person again. The event is brought to life with the help of more than 200 exhibiting partners and sponsor brands. And we want to send a huge, huge thank you to each of them. We cannot do it without our resource partners. So thank you so much. And our sponsors, love, 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 love you all. And so this year, we're doing it a little bit differently. We're doing the orientation virtually to get everyone up to speed before next week to ensure that you have the best ISPA experience and get the most out of your ISPA experience next week. I'm going to toss it over to Lynn and Crystal to give you guys a few event details, but just to give you a few personal tips to prepare before you guys arrive in Vegas. I mean, come with an open heart, an open mind, and your business hats on. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of parties and a good time, but it's also a great time to do some great business and networking. I always come to conference and come home with new vendors for my properties. It always happens. You have the best in the world there. So come prepared for that. Bring walking shoes, because it's a lot of walking the floor up and down, and bring an extra suitcase. You will leave with goodies to take home to your teams to try. And just be ready for a great 3 days. It's a wonderful time for us to come together in this format. And I think we're still feeling the glow of the last 2 years of being able to be together. So it's going to be a great 3 days there in Vegas. I'm going to toss it over to you, Lynn, to go through the app with our wonderful attendees on the line.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Patrick. We are breaking all records with this conference this year, and we're so excited to be together. Even this weekend, it's hard to imagine. We'll be setting up on Derby Day, so you guys have to place your bets. But first, we need to download the mobile app. It's going to be your go-to resource for everything conference. So you go, whether it's an Android, you go to your app store. Crystal's going to share a little screen here. So go to your app store and put in ISPA Conference. Look for the little logo there. There are other ISPAs. There's Sail and Powerboat Association, sleep products. So make sure you get the ISPA one, download it. You can do that by using your name and email address under your registration where you registered for conference, and it'll send you a code, and then you can get right in. And if you haven't updated your profile, definitely when you get in, update your profile. I will say, if you were an early bird and you downloaded the app several weeks ago, Cvent did push out an update, and it will look a little glitchy. So you might want to reinstall it just to make sure that you have the most current version. If you're downloading today, then that won't be an issue for you. As you can see here, that little button there at the bottom, you can click on that and add your photo, update your profile. Crystal, if you want to move forward there. So we have Benjamin here as an example. Once you do that, on the left side, y'all, where it says community, you'll see all of our folks that have a picture uploaded kind of jumbled together, which is super fun. And you can see that Benjamin there already updated his. Down on the right corner, you see that little bubble, that little text bubble. That's how you can direct message Benjamin if you want to. It would be hilarious if we all did it right now, but don't. Benjamin. So make sure that you update your profile, and that's going to be how people can find you. And there you can search exhibitors. First off, you can look at the schedule. One great thing about this year's mobile app that's different than last year's is last year, you may remember, you had to build your schedule. This comes pre-populated. This full schedule is already in there. So that makes it really easy for you all. So you go to your schedule, say you go to Smiley's Talent Talk, and then right when the Talent Talk is over, you can push the survey button and fill out your survey right there. So we try to make it as easy as possible. You completing your survey makes next year's conference even better. So please take the time to do that. And we have a little contest with the mobile app where we gamified it. So the more you do, the more points you'll get. There's a prize at the end. So we can move forward, Miss Crystal. Okay. Oh, Crystal, I'm throwing it to you. This is you.
Perfect. I'll step in here. So we'll continue talking about apps, but this is a different app. So for those of you all staying at Mandalay Bay or the Delano, we encourage you to download the MGM mobile app, and this will make check-in a breeze. So you can check into your room on your phone, and you will be in line earlier than the guests standing at the kiosk whenever they're inside and on site in person. So this will save you some time. So when your plane lands or your car arrives, just go ahead and note that you're there and ready to check in. Check-in isn't until 3 p.m., but they do start the queue for early check-in based on app check-in status. So if you check in on your app at noon, you may get your room within an hour or so. So we've had a few calls from attendees asking if we can help get early check-in or late checkout, and just know that's outside of our area of ownership, but we would encourage you to use the app. You just use your confirmation number, and it's quite simple. You can also book reservations at any of the restaurants on site. We do expect it to be a full house. There's another very, very large event in-house. Salesforce's Tableau conference will also be taking place. Some of the reservations at peak times are already starting to fill, so you might want to open the app later today and make some plans before you ever depart. You can also book spa treatments, and our lovely spa partners at the Delano's Bathhouse Spa and, of course, Spa Mandalay have a 20% discount for ISPA Conference attendees. So all you'll need to do is show your attendee badge whenever you're at the spa for your treatment to get that discount. And there are treatments booking fast as well, so be sure to plan ahead for that in addition to the restaurant. Now we're going to take a quick look at the space. So once you arrive, we want this process to be as easy as possible. So whether you're staying at Mandalay Bay or the Delano, or even if you're driving in and you're local, you will be able to enter the space and be all under one roof. And top right corner is where you will find the Mandalay Bay elevator area. That's where you will enter the casino space, which is the green center area. And within Mandalay Bay, they have wonderful signage. So if you look up, there will be signs everywhere pointing you to the convention center. So follow those signs, and then you will get to the South Convention Center space. And please know, this is new space. So last year, if you were with us last year, I'm going to show this picture here, which is a familiar image, I'm sure, for many of you all. You would head down those escalators on the right side. We are not in the North Convention Center this year. We're fully in the South Convention Center. So you're going to take that walkway on the left side, and when you arrive at this point, there will be a huge ISPA banner. So very easy to see and know you're in the right spot. You'll pass the Starbucks right before you enter this space. So if you need to make a quick coffee run, it's very convenient as well. And once you head all the way to the end of the walkway, you will be directed to a very large escalator. And once you get to the top of that escalator on level 2, that's where the ISPA conference will be located. So we're really fortunate this year to have all of our activities, including our expo hall, all on one level. And it is a very quick walk from the expo to the power sessions, to the knowledge builder sessions, to the experience center. So you will, once you arrive up to level 2, you will have a wonderful experience up there. And please keep in mind that with the other group, when you get to this escalator, it will be divided. So ISPA will be the 2 right side escalators going up and down, and the 2 on the left will be for Salesforce Tableau. And the reason being is Salesforce requires a full bag check, security check. They have metal detectors, so they do a very different level of security checking for their audience than we do with ISPA. So in order to prevent our group from going through those same security measures, we've been able to separate those 2 spaces off to give a dedicated entry point into our space for our attendees. If you're arriving early, we encourage you to visit registration on Monday and pick up your badge before the power session begins on Tuesday morning. That is super helpful. The lines won't be as long. You'll be able to hit the ground running on Tuesday morning. It allows you to see the space, and you'll probably see a few familiar faces there as well. And of course, we have our talent talk session with Smiley Pozwalski on Monday afternoon, and it is a must-attend session. He is amazing. He is a keynote level speaker, so we know everyone will enjoy him a great deal. And if you need to stop by and ask questions, the ISPA registration desk will be open for all hours, as you can see listed here. So it's the go-to place if you're lost or you need something or you can't find someone, or if you have found an extra set of glasses or someone's phone and you need to turn it in, go to the registration desk and we'll help you there. As soon as you get to the top of the escalators, you will see a wayfinding map, very similar to this one, with a "You Are Here" designated icon, and you'll know exactly where to go. So as you can see, everything's very conveniently located, and you'll see this map quite often. Now, whenever you go to registration, you'll get off the escalators, hang an immediate left, and the foyer space is right there. You cannot miss registration. If you're looking at the map, the little purple icon with the white check mark, that's where the registration counters are. We just want to emphasize that whenever you pick up your badge, that badge provides access to all conference activities, and it is essential to have your badge with you at all times. It will serve as your ticket to the welcome party. The security at Daylight Beach, they're very strict in their parameters, and they will be the ones checking to see if you have your badge. It is a long walk back to your room, so be sure that you have that with you to save you some extra steps, and they will not make any exceptions there. So please keep that in mind. And we encourage you not to badge share. As you all can imagine, as a nonprofit, these badges all have great value with the expenses associated with them. And it's always an awkward conversation whenever we have to go up to Susie and ask her why she is wearing Ben's name badge. So please help us not have any of those awkward conversations on site. And then as we look here about what's included with your registration, you have full access to the party, as we mentioned on Tuesday, and then lunch on the expo floor, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, morning coffee, afternoon refresher breaks, a reg bag filled with some amazing gifts from our sponsors, and Pulse Magazine and a wayfinding map will also be included in your reg bag. Access to all sessions. I know we have some exhibitors and some sponsors joining us here today as well. Please keep in mind that your entire team has access to everything as well. So all bullet points shown on this page, whether you're an exhibitor, a sponsor, or a buyer attendee, you have access to these areas. We will have Wi-Fi access throughout the entire space, so you don't have to worry about if you need to check in on email or if you need to download something, you will have Wi-Fi access. Gift bags. So this is something, if you've attended an ISPA conference before, you know these are coveted. The registration bags, as I just mentioned, they are amazing this year, very fun. They are actually reversible where you can switch them out, and they have design patterns on both sides. You can pick those up anytime during registration hours. Your badge will have a QR code on the back of it that will print, and you'll just go directly to the bag pickup counter, scan the QR code, and then you will receive your bag. Now keep in mind that it is a one-time scan QR code. So don't try to go back and scan it multiple times for multiple bags. So that is tracked. And the inspiration gift bags go to the spa buyers. And our sponsors have provided some amazing product samples this year to get into the hands of the buyers to help them make purchasing decisions. And we have it set up to where the pickup hours will not begin until Tuesday afternoon. So as you're leaving the expo hall, you're heading back to the room, pick it up on your way back so you don't have to lug it around. It is heavy. It is not something that you want to carry around all day. There are plenty. We will not run out. You can pick them up on Wednesday or Thursday. So whichever day you want to pick your inspiration gift bag up, you can choose. So don't feel like you have to pick it up on day one. And now I'm going to circle back around to this map really quick. So you can kind of get a feel for the space. And looking over on the far right side, you will see the Experience Center. And the Experience Center is filled with 10 different sponsors this year. We encourage you to go to the mobile app to view their treatments and their offerings. Each of them handles appointments on their own and has different parameters and availability based on what treatments they are providing during the event. So that's definitely an area to research and plan for in advance. And please know, even if you don't have an appointment, you can venture down that hallway. So just know that it's a hallway that you can walk down at any point in time. The ISPA Expo on the far left, we're going to touch on that next. And it is just a few steps past registration. So very, very convenient. So activities in the expo. So here is a really fun, colorful expo floor plan. Whenever you walk into the expo space, you will see a giant version of this. So you can walk up and look at the participating brands in alphabetical order so you can easily find where their booth is located. You'll also receive a printout copy of the full expo floor plan and the directory for easy access. And the yellow arrow in the center is where you will enter. And once you enter, immediately to your left is the headshot station. So this is a wonderful opportunity to take advantage of a complimentary headshot while you're at the event, and it is open during all expo hours. You'll be able to see your headshot immediately after it's taken, and then it's sent to you via email before you leave the building that day. So very quick, very easy. We'll have lunch each day in the expo hall. You'll see a little utensil set in the little yellow circles throughout the left perimeter and the back perimeter of the expo hall. So that's where the lunch buffets will be located. Noon to 1:30, we will have lunch. You can go up at any point in time in which works best for your schedule. The keynotes will all do book signings after their session. So immediately following the power session, they'll head back to that stage area that you'll see in the back center of the expo floor plan. And there will be books for sale. So that's typically one of the first questions we receive is, what if I didn't bring a book with me? That's perfectly fine. We'll have them available for you to purchase on site. They'll each be there between 45 minutes to an hour, depending on their schedule. And we would encourage you to visit with them.
Hey, Crystal, we have a question from Star Hayden, who wants to know, how can they sign up for the Experience Center opportunities?
Yes, so in the mobile app, each of the sponsors has a little section that identifies who to contact or what link to use if you have an interest in booking or learning more about a treatment for them. So be sure to download the mobile app. We also have it listed on attendeeispa.com if you want to pull it up on your desktop at work, and that may be a little bit easier for you. So either location, you'll be able to find that information.
And Crystal, I'll just add to that too. If it says invite only, you can definitely ping that person on the app and say you're interested in having a treatment. Some of them are going to have walk-up appointments, so definitely go down that hallway. And if you're interested in any of those experiences, reach out to them.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. And last but not least, the live auction will be in the back center of the expo hall. So we'll have some bars in that area and a lot of fun activities happening that Lynn will talk about here in a little while. One thing to note is the power session. When the power session ends each day, the expo will open 15 minutes after the power session ends. So we encourage you to stay for the full power session. Don't get up and leave early. You know, it has to be very distracting for the speakers. And if you're an exhibitor, please know that we will open the exhibit entrance as soon as the power session ends. And we have a special entrance for you. So you don't have to scramble and wait in line with all the attendees. So just look there will be human arrows with large signs pointing the exhibitors to the right door. You'll be able to slide in 15 minutes before the attendees arrive. We really want to emphasize that because of security reasons, we can't allow large groups of people in before those opening times. And then for those of you who've attended conference before, you're familiar with how the ISPA conference is set up and activated in comparison to some of the other shows you may have been to. But ISPA is a professional order taking show, and we are not a cash and carry show. So any cash and carry activities are prohibited. So that means you won't be going up to a booth and picking out your favorite pair of shoes and handing them your credit card and taking them with you. This is about placing orders for your place of business, and those orders will be fulfilled after conference. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you at any point feel like someone's engaging with you and trying to sell you something and you're feeling uncomfortable and don't feel that it fits within ISPA's rules, please stop over to the registration desk or find one of the board members. Let them know. It's typically a conversation that can be quick and easy and remedied pretty quickly, but we really appreciate that feedback whenever it's necessary. Then we're going to touch on the party really quick. The party is a very fun opening activity. So day one on Tuesday, May 9th from 7:30 to 10 at Daylight Beach Club. We'll have a welcome party. It is a really fun time. And the first 1,000 attendees in the door will receive a drink ticket. There will be 2 bar areas within the space this year. Last year, we only had 1 bar area. So if you were there last year, just know we've got 2 set up this year. There'll be some pass drinks at different times throughout the night as well to help with the flow within the bar spaces. But you cannot get in, as mentioned earlier, unless you have that badge. So please keep that in mind and bring your badge with you. Bring your photo ID with you as well. Any nightclub in Vegas does require a photo ID for entry. So we're following in line with the Vegas nightclub rules that are all throughout Vegas. And as if you're going into any other venue, you would need that ticket for entry. And you have to be 21 years of age to enter. Last year, we had a couple of individuals wanting to purchase tickets for their children who were with them. So just keep in mind this, with it being a nightclub setting, they are not allowed to attend. You can stop by registration if you have a spouse or a friend with you and you want to purchase an extra ticket for entry. You can purchase it at registration anytime before registration closes on Tuesday. And it's important to note that we're only covering our hard costs with that. So the fee that we're asking to be paid for those extra tickets, it covers the hard cost for that entry. And that $150 entry point is what ISPA pays for every single attendee who enters the Daylight Beach Club party. So if you arrive on site and you're like, why can't I bring 3 of my friends in? That's because that's an additional $450 of an expense to ISPA. So that just wouldn't necessarily be a fair way for a nonprofit to handle activities on site.
Hey, Crystal, there's a question from an exhibitor asking, he's saying, to be clear, exhibitors can meet with the staff in their booth before 10 a.m. Tuesday, 11 a.m. Wednesday, and 11 a.m. Thursday. Is that right? Or can they meet before power sessions with their teams in their booths?
Yes, it will open at the exact close time as noted of the power session. So they cannot, you can't go in earlier than that. If you want to meet in a different location, you're more than welcome to, but you can't be in the expo hall before that time. And that dedicated entry space will be marked really well, and you should be able to have a really nice solid 15 minutes to get your team in there and get all set up.
Thank you, Crystal.
Perfect. Okay. And then we'll just run through a couple more slides right here. The education sessions, we cannot stress enough how important it is to attend the power sessions. They are amazing. This year's lineup will be spectacular. We have a power session each day, and you'll see each of their images here. And we have a town hall on Tuesday and Wednesday. The town halls, you all listened in on our virtual town halls. Tuesday, we'll have a panel, we'll have a Q&A. Wednesdays will be a little different. We are very fortunate to have Will Gadara. Will is also a keynote level speaker. So this year, if we look at it, we have 5 keynote level speakers and 3 power sessions. So we're very fortunate and look forward to welcoming him. If you've seen The Big Brunch on HBO, you've probably fallen in love with him already and can't wait to see him on stage on Wednesday. So we're expecting a really nice turnout for the power sessions in the town halls. Once again, exhibitors, sponsors, attendees, everyone is welcome. Same for the breakout sessions, the knowledge builder sessions. We run 3 sessions concurrently. and you can take your pick based on topic and enjoy the session. And be sure to visit the mobile app. So any session that has a handout or a document that's shared virtually, those will be uploaded to the mobile app so you can access them when you get home or even on site if you need them. So Lynn, I'm going to toss it back over to you.
Thank you. I just want to reiterate just a couple things real quick, and then there was a couple questions, but really encourage. I know you guys want to meet for the exhibitors that are on the call. I know it's important to meet with your team beforehand, but these power sessions, I think that's one thing that we're always the most disappointed when we walk through the expo and are so excited about the power session. And we ask the exhibitors, were you there? And they're like, no, I wasn't there. It is so important for y'all to be part of that. It really is. Don't miss it. So try to have your meetings either right before or the night before so you don't miss those. Jessica asked about the FedEx. So yes, there is a shipping center. When you come down the escalators, if you remember from prior years, we had to go down the escalators to go to our old space. It's right there, so you can't miss it. There's great signage there. And somebody also mentioned they were having trouble. Your app, you need to download with the name and email which you registered. So if you're not receiving it, it's probably not the right email address, because that's how we verify that you're registered for conference. So now on to a very happy thing, the auction. This is what funds all of our research through PricewaterhouseCoopers, the industry research, as well as consumer research. The auction is live now. And breaking news, we are just shy of $300,000 in retail value, which is incredible and 3 times more than we've ever had before. So a huge thank you to everybody that has donated. We just are so grateful. If you haven't donated, we're going to pull the donor form down tomorrow around noon. So there's still time if you want to donate something. So this is the last and final app we're going to encourage you to download. It's the HandBid app. Once you download that, then you can search for ISPA auction. You can share this with your family and friends. You don't have to be a registrant to really get some of these amazing different things that have been donated. There's so many great packages. So look at that, download the app. It is live now, as I said, and it will close on noon on Thursday. And the live auction is actually Wednesday in the back of the expo hall. And there'll be 10 live auction items, which are also very exciting. The good news is if you're a high bidder, you're going to get an email from us connecting you to the donor, and that donor will ship it directly to your house. So there's really nothing you have to do. And you can even place your max bid. So if you know there's something you don't want to lose out on, put in as much as you're willing to go up, and it'll keep giving you the high bid. And if you lose, it gives you a little sign that says, oh no, and then you have to go in and bid again. So that's not my favorite noise, but so thank you if you've donated. And Patrick, I'm going to turn it over to you to do some wrap-up comments.
Awesome. Yeah, I have to reiterate about the power sessions. I think it's one of the nice things about ISPA's conference is that we really start the day with true inspiration. That isn't just for the buyers, it's for everybody. And I think it's
the community. Yeah.
It's the community that helps build that connection between us. So come to them. They're all going to be very good.
And Patrick, Krista just answered if we record them. And Krista, the keynote speakers, as you can imagine, that's their living, that's their profession. So they do not like to have it recorded because they want another association to also hire them and have them come do it. So unfortunately, it cannot be recorded.
No, unfortunately, no. One big thing about ISPA, if this is your first time, it's a really great networking opportunity. I can say most of the jobs I've had have come through ISPA connections. So I think it's a great way to find work, to find friends. If you're a new vendor coming onto the floor, it's a great way to meet people. So it's a great opportunity to network with top people in the community. So take advantage of that networking potential to establish new partner relationships, new business contacts. And if you don't know people, I know it's weird at first to be new at a conference and not know people, but people at ISPA are super welcoming. Walk up and say hello, introduce yourself. I expect you all to come and give me a hug, kisses on the cheek. I want lipstick marks everywhere. So don't be afraid. Come up and just say hello to people. Everyone's super friendly. And again, like I said earlier, be open, have an open heart. I'm ready to have a good time. I mean, it's 3 days, so enjoy yourself while you're there. Just to restate, wear your badge. They're not joking about that. If you've gone to any conference, you have to wear your badge. It's your ticket to get into everything. And the rooms are far. So if you forget it, you will have to walk back and get a new badge or pay to reprint one. So make sure that you get your badges and keep them with you.
Yeah, and I would just
every
reiterate,
day.
Patrick, let me reiterate too, with Tableau, with Salesforce there, security is really tight and all of them have to wear badges as well. So you may even get stopped more than once if you don't have your badge. That is something that they're really going to be cracking down on.
Yeah. And don't forget, we have lunch every day on the expo floor, which is going to be great. Again, sit at a table with people that you don't know. I always do it. I just walk up and start talking to people. I think I'm some random person. But it's, again, I love to meet the people because you never know who you're meeting and what you can do with them in business in the future. I think it's very, very important to remember that. So I have a challenge for everyone on this session today before we close. If you guys follow me on social media, you know that I am a social media. I have a problem, Lynn. I think I should help.
You do. You really have a problem with your sound and
problem.
social media. I think we lost.
Please go on today. Did you lose me?
You're back.
Did you lose me? I'm back. Okay. So make sure that you go on today and post about how excited you are to be coming to ISPA next Tuesday, next week. It's hashtag ISPA 2023. So put that hashtag on everything, but post over the next few days, post today, how excited you are. I'm making a video right now, so we'll have that. I'll have mine out soon enough today. And if you have questions while you're at conference, you'll see our team will be in these blue shirts. So you can go up to them for any questions. They'll help direct you in the right direction, help solve any issues you may be having while you're there at the conference. So use them. They're a great group. They put this whole event together and we just show up and pretend like it's easy. But that team has really, really, really put in the effort. So not only go up and if you have a question, but go up and say a big thank you and a big hug to them as well, because they've worked incredibly hard over the past year putting this together.
Patrick, you're breaking up a little bit, so I'm going to jump in. He was just saying that you guys give him a hug and follow him on social media, and how hard that we have a very dedicated group of volunteer board members and staff here in Lexington, Kentucky that have really rolled out the red carpet to welcome you next week and make sure that you have a flawless experience. So if your friends and colleagues couldn't be on this, it's recorded so you can share it so people know where to go. If we don't want you to get lost, we want you to feel really confident when you get to Vegas. So reach out to us if you have any questions. And again, the hashtag was ISPA 2023 if you want to tag. And if you need anything, just reach out, and we look forward to seeing all of you guys in Vegas. We're so grateful. Take care.